Terminate release sequencer. On my mark. 5.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2. 1. Mark.
Welcome back to the Resupply with me, guy next door.
Me, DK.
And me, Fan, and apparently a kit. I have kit. A kit on camera.
No one cares. No one but the internet cares. Am I the only person on the internet that doesn't? Anyway, bring you your weekly
Yes.
double tap of all things.
I'm getting downvoted right there.
Space Marines
Just about to...
and Laser Force. Hello.
And that's how Steve got canceled.
That's right. I got canceled from my own show. Hello everyone in chat. Hello boys. How we doing?
Yeah, we're doing good. I mean, I'm obviously dealing with a kit, but you know, that's fairly normal.
What's this? An internet show that I'm appearing on? It feels like this is not usual anymore.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, very odd.
Stallion, your youngest age, my beard is growing back fast. I mean, it's not really, and it only grows here. My hair's growing back much quicker. Check that bad boy out.
Ooh, look at that.
Thick.
That's a nice head of hair.
Thank you.
Let me tell you.
I continue to be jealous of your hair. Fuck you.
2/3 of the resupply has great thickness on their hair.
True story. Hey Paradox, what's up? And one of those members is looking absolutely amazing. When did you get your hair blued there, DK?
That would be on the Wednesday.
Ooh, fresh.
I went to the Great and Powerful Autumn. Check out Kitten Colors on YouTube for her videos. I should have that link ready. I'll figure it out. It'll pop in chat.
We should kind of.
You should have because she's pretty fucking amazing. So yeah.
So like, actually though, I have spent a little bit of time watching some of her videos. Hang on, there we go. Boom. It's real pleasant. Her channel is real pleasant to watch. So if you haven't already followed Autumn on YouTube, please go give Kitten Colors a follow. I mean, you know, but at this stage, she got more followers than we do, I think. So.
Oh, like that's hard.
Yeah.
No.
What an accomplishment.
Actually, looks like she's got like 350, which is still. And that's pretty
Suck it!
legit.
No, just kidding.
It's enough that she gets to actually name her channel something cool instead of a random string of letters.
I fucking hate that. Yeah, actually, if you're...
Much as I love UCPB, TK, 7RQ.
Yeah. While you're at it, please go give our YouTube channel a follow so we can get a better URL. I hate it.
It's like when you go to your parents' place, you have to get on their Wi-Fi, but they still have like just the shitty alphanumeric that's on the back of their modem because they didn't bother to change it.
They're like, I can never remember the password. It's written on the back. You're like, fuck. And then you have to like crawl behind a cabinet to view it. Oh, it's just dumb. Anyway, first world problems at
like
their
I'm
finest.
there.
So we haven't seen DK for a little while.
It's true.
From what I heard, he was in hospital. No, just jokes. Lights. Hey, what's up, Slam Man? You mean you don't change your Wi-Fi password to completely different yeah, whatever the rest of those words say. You can read them yourself right there in chat.
Wow, you would never know that that you, of the three of us especially, talk the most on camera.
Talking is not reading.
As a hobby. I'm just throwing that out there. You would never know from that stellar read of chat right there that you spend the most amount of time on camera.
I'm all glugged up from Caesar salad, which is something of a humble brag. I made a Caesar salad this morning, first time ever. But more importantly,
I was elected to lead, not to read.
more importantly, happiest of birthdays to our boy Tales of a Servant in chat. Bro, I hope last night you didn't smash it too hard, not too dusty today, because from what I'd imagine, you've got a fair bit to consume on this finest of crate days, unless you're out playing sports, in which case, whatever. Um, we can live on this. G&D's not Ron Burgundy. That's right. I'm not Ron Burgundy.
Probably safer that way.
But
Throwing that out there.
But DK, what have you been up to, man? You've been away? What's been going on in your life?
Yeah, I was away last week, and then, well, a couple of weeks ago. I mean, we were all set to do a show, and then somebody selfishly decided they'd rather go to hospital instead of being on our fine show. But hey, I mean, you can't just always deal with the egos of some of these divas who are part of these shows and locking themselves in their trailers. So, what can you do?
That's true. I had an incident. You know what I'm saying?
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more. Say no more.
I'm as well bound to hit the diamond. So you're watching us from the park, dude. That's awesome. I'm very, very happy for you, man. Everything is on the upswing for Old Tales of a Servant. He is living his best life. New drinking game. Every time G&D doesn't finish a thought, you guys are gonna be fucking hammered.
We're dead.
Yeah, that's alcohol poisoning just waiting to fucking happen. You better have emergency services on speed dial because y'all are fucked.
Yeah.
If you want to expand that to actually that actually would be a fucking a ridiculous drinking game for any resupply stream. How many times any of the three of us do not complete a thought? Take a shot. Don't do that. For fuck's sake, do not do that.
Don't do that. It's not a good idea.
Too bad you're drinking water. Jammut. Wonder how. I appreciate your Python reference. Wonder how many ousted. I think I missed it. I didn't know what you said. What did you
totally say? Yeah, because you didn't react to it. It's fine. Look,
I
do the show
thinking about what I was going to say.
Yeah, well that's fair because you don't want to listen to me. It's fine. But I do the show for myself with you guys, and if anybody else happens to get the jokes I make, cool. But I make them for myself, so whatever.
Do you want to repeat
but
it?
At least
I'd love to join in and pretend like I understood.
No, fuck off.
I watch VOD then.
Fuck off. Just fuck off. But
What's up, Ivan?
at least two people got the joke,
Perfect.
So that's fine.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
That's double digits, mate. Boom, right there. Our day is bloody great there, Ivan. Bloody great. We've got a reasonable amount to talk about, which is nice because it's not always the case. Dan, how
unusual for us.
How was your week? What's been going
on? My week was actually was relatively chill.
Nice.
Like it was that archetypical, at least for people in the States, and I realize not a lot of people in the chat are from the States, but fuck off, whatever. Again, we do the show for ourselves. It was that archetypical week after Thanksgiving where like everybody's at work but nobody's doing anything. So that was like, getting paid to just sit around and do not much for a week was kind of nice. As DK has just put into chat because he's a jerk and I hadn't gotten to it yet. Yeah, spoilers. I did finally lose, and by lose I mean he did. My seasonal hardcore character, first death of the season. It comes, like basically 2 days. It came, 3 days before season's end, and trying to pull a 125 level grift, and it did not go well, and I did 246 hours on that character this season.
Imagine what you could have done if you'd I don't know, just
No. Don't bring in your capitalist hellscape bullshit about how you always have to be hustling and all your time has to be spent developing something. Can you just enjoy something for once without having to turn into some kind of side hustle?
It's funny because like I was about to give you shit for like, spending a bunch of time doing from the outside perspective, meaningless activity. I'm right there with you, bro.
Says the man who assembles Legos every week.
Yeah, exactly right. I'd have you know, I built a whole house in about 12 hours. So there. No, that's rough,
The
bro.
house that Steve-O built.
But this one,
Yeah.
I'd imagine, was less tragic than the ones that have happened in the past.
Yeah, so like I am annoyed by this because well, and I'm especially annoyed because I had used not important. I'd used the Genovese that would have made re-leveling this character really easy to boost stats. And what was funny, like right when I did it, I was like, this is like I have just fucked up. This is gonna totally just bite me in the ass. And literally the next thing I did was the grift where I died. And just like, okay, well that really sucks.
Being there.
But shut up, Steve-O. I love you, bro, but shut up. But yeah, so
This long.
the prior two hardcore deaths I've had was like one was a crash, like literally game just crashed and the character was in the middle of a pack and so he didn't time out, just died. And the other death was me being stupid and alt tabbing out to take care of something that I shouldn't have bothered with.
That's certainly my favorite one to date.
Oh, I mean, hey, you know what? That is allowed to be your favorite one to date because you know, that is yeah, it's so fucking dumb that yeah, it's how can it not be your favorite?
Exactly.
But at least this one, like I died kind of at the outer edges of what I had done.
Yeah.
You know, I had previously passed in 125. I was trying to do it again before pushing 126, and the boss that spawned just fucking wrecked me. Okay. You know, at least it was an honest death.
In chat, I compared it to, you know what? I'll go back for resup. Let me get a couple more specials, then I'll go back for resup.
I'm life's crit. I can shoot a few more things. It'll be fine. Oh fuck! The nuke dropped.
Fine.
Shit.
I'm last crit, but I'm 3 away from that 3 chain. It'll be all good. Then I'll get plenty of lives after that.
You've rescued it for me, DK. I'm in. That is unfortunate. Unfortunate for you.
Yeah.
But, you know,
It's almost a new season. It'll be fine.
Yeah, and then like I guess final thing, like, you know, touching back onto the mental health stuff that we, you know, try to touch on both positively and negatively as we go. Mostly a good week, bar I had like a bad like 2 hours last Saturday. And it was one of those things like, I'm just gonna get out of the house because something's not right. And it's like, so I'm gonna go grocery shopping at 8:30 at night. Why not? And I got like halfway to the grocery store, and like, oh, this is why my headspace has gone fucky. It dawned on me that it was like basically, roughly about a year ago, that I actually totally bottomed out. And so I was getting, you know, kind of getting that sense echo of your life was you know, not necessarily that your life was fucking terrible, but you were in a real fucking bad place and just all that. Well, once I was able to figure out, oh, right, there's a timing thing here. You know, that was a nice there was a very quick recovery out of it because I was able to, you know, do all like the positive tools that, you know, my therapist had given me to come out of those spirals, and it was like, oh, okay,
amazing. Therapy helped.
yeah. So bar, you know, that kind of little blip, as it were. You know, it's been a good week, and actually having that blip and being able to like pull out of it so quickly, actually, in hindsight, felt really good.
That's such a positive thing when you know that you can like kind of get yourself over that hill.
Yeah, you have the tools that you developed are actually working. That's awesome. Real cool.
Yeah. So that's me for the week.
Well, speaking of like mental health stuff, and to answer your question, Ivan, how many months you need for VIP? I don't actually know. I don't know how it works. Well, might have to talk to one of our many moderators in chat who knows how to do Twitch.
Talk to our producers.
Yeah.
The other talent doesn't understand that
Don't
stuff.
talk to the producers either, because I know for a fact he doesn't know.
That guy's a moron.
Oh, he's such an
he's
idiot.
he's fucking wanker.
Mouthy as. Anywho's.
Completely.
So, speaking of good, like, mental health stuff, after our discussion last week, I got very, very excited about the prospect of competitive laser tag. I haven't done anything on my physical health over the last 6 months or so. And as a result, my weight is at an all-time high. I am struggling a lot more recently with like things like simple information retention. My knees are all shot. I've let myself go. Anyway, so off the back of last week's discussions, I started training again this week, and sorted out my my eating and stuff. It's been a very, very good start to the week. So Mangrove Mangrovember VV, damn, who are the total hunks of beef? Cut yourself off a slice of this prime rib, my friend. Welcome in to the to the resupply. If you want marbling, all about it. Welcome in. Thank you very much for popping in. Welcome to the resupply. So we are it totally looks chiseled. That's right, chiseled from gelatin, I think.
I don't know that chiseled is ever a word that I would use to describe myself, but thank you.
Chiseled and cold like a block of ice.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, Ivan. I hope everyone did have a good Thanksgiving last week. I think we've had a show since Thanksgiving. Yeah. We're moving forward to Christmas. We are steaming ahead into the silly season. And we'll work out how that kind of affects the show schedules and stuff for the next little while. Oh, Slam Man! Lads! Thank you very much. Thank you for those bloody, the bloody gift subs, mate. It's very nice of you.
Should have waited to resub. I might have just been able to get a free one from Stalker. Then I could have just thrown my Prime membership to some other channel.
It's not as cool without your wife. I know, she makes everything way cooler, dude.
That is entirely accurate.
She helped me on the Lego stream this week. And as per normal, absolutely killed it. She dressed up like Harley Quinn because we were building the Arkham Asylum from the Lego Batman movie. We are very random there, Mangrovember. This is predominantly a podcast supposed to be about Laser Force, which is a brand of laser tag. We all play, or at one point or another play competitively. Good night, Ivan. Have a great day, my friend. But at the moment during COVID and stuff, there's not a whole lot going on, so we often pad the show out with a half an hour of bullshit, and then we talk about Laser Force stuff. But that's okay, because it's
only half an hour.
Half hour seems conservative.
It's tough to say. Wow. I feel like that's a little on the low side. There are definitely shows where like the entirety of the show is nothing but padded out bullshit. I'm just throwing that out there.
I use Swedish rounding. We round down. Why did you all shut the stream off of climbing to Mangroves? Uncle Merv has a treat waiting for you in me flatty hole. I don't know what any of that means, but I love that whole sentence.
I make it a rule not to go into any flatty holes.
Yeah, I'm gonna after the stream. I'm gonna actually mark out in vivid on my body where my flatty hole is, just so that I don't forget for next time.
You definitely don't want to forget where that flatty hole is.
Always make sure you got proper drainage around your flatty hole, mate. Nobody wants an incident. So yeah, we started our training this week. Before don't go near me flatty hole, you dog. I love this guy. Welcome into the resupply. You're gonna fit in real good around here. Yeah, so we started training. Feel pretty good about the start.
Nice.
After we after we
Stop looking
finish.
at chat. Just tell your story.
I know, right? It's so good. After we finish here,
Just-
after we finish here, I'm gonna go out and do a workout afterwards. So it's been good. It's a good start. So what's this? we have competitive laser tag coming up. You ask? Yes, that's right. Unsuspecting person from the wilderness. There is a competition, a couple of competitions actually. Hopefully. Coming up next year. We talked about it last week, but we'll talk about it again because DK wasn't here, so we can double dip into that content.
Yeah, buddy.
So
Appreciate a good double dip.
Oh, me too. Double dip the
You
flatty
gotta double
hole.
dip into the flatty hole.
That's right. You dogs. So next year, the start of next year. What is it? 1st of March. 1st of March. Is that right?
February 28th.
What
Yeah.
the fuck's the... Oh, it's because of timing, New Zealand. Yeah.
February 28th.
There we go.
Right, future boy.
Many hot blokes at laser tag. What do you think? So, 28th of February till 3rd of March next year, Loveland, Colorado are hosting, of course, are hosting a tournament, WCT 2022. From what I hear, both of you guys are going, right?
That's the plan.
That is the plan.
Yeah, that's very much the plan. I mean, I've got to request the days off, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, worst case, I spend a week in Colorado.
I'm gonna say I'm from the
Okay.
school of ask for forgiveness, not permission. So I'm just telling my students that they're gonna have online assignments this week,
Perfect.
that week. But with Omicron and Unicron and all this other shit that's going on in the world, who knows if we're gonna get like 2 weeks into the semester and be like, just kidding, we're going back online, everybody.
No, you guys are all right. We'll just wait till it gets a little more offensive, and then we'll deal with stuff. So, yeah, hopefully it doesn't kick off too much. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for you guys because the fact that you guys might be able to, the fact that you guys might be able to actually play, fills me with joy. So much so that I jumped on immediately following last week's podcast. I jumped onto the Air New Zealand website to check out flights, because the New Zealand government are they are reducing some of the strains. Or some of the constraints, on international travel for New Zealanders, starting February, I think start of February or mid-February.
Nice.
Which means I'm going to be frequenting the Air New Zealand site, and if it works out that ticket prices, if ticket prices, prices have significantly dropped.
Oh.
I'm on here right now. Ooh, they've dropped $1,000.
Oh, hello.
Seems like a lot.
Guess what we're talking about today? Help G&D book his flights.
Steve-O getting
oh my
FOMO.
god.
Like, sure, you can leave. You just can't come back in.
No, that's the thing. You can. So Kiwis as of February are going to start being able to leave the country and not have to go into managed isolation or quarantine when they return. It's just you have to self-isolate at home for 7 days, which for me is doable because I work from home anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness me. That's a massive game changer. I haven't played Colorado before.
No, you have not.
I haven't. Now, we talked about potential teams, and we might as well talk about this live because why not? Thank you very much for the follow. So yeah, lights. Have you guys got teams yet? Do you guys know who you're playing with or anything like that? Have you talked about it?
Well,
We've had a few conversations.
Is there
but
anything you want to put out into the public?
but if you're gonna come, I mean, I feel like it would just be like I feel like the resupply has to play together. I mean,
Could you
I don't
imagine?
think there's I don't think there's really any sort of argument against that at that point, you know?
So
Because we are Laser Force famous. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
So if we were hypothetically, if the three of us were the resupply back three, right? So the resupply and the heavy. If that was the three of us, what are the
No, we all have to play resupply. There's gonna be 2 ammo, so heavy.
what are the prospects of doing a live in-game version of the podcast?
It will be just as derailed. It will be just as chaotic. It will end in just as many laughs and tears.
Yeah.
Somebody will get banned from chat, and so it will be a usual show.
Because I mean, that is something that we could absolutely make happen, assuming just depending on what the reception is like inside of the arena. We could rig it so that we could do live resupply commentary during our own resupply games.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be bloody amazing?
that would be meta as fuck.
Oh, that'd be so good. We'd have to get one of you guys to wear like whatever device we were using. Because I don't think I could handle. I couldn't concentrate on doing both. I don't think, assuming that I was playing heavy.
We've heard that about you. Hard time splitting your attention. We know.
Yeah.
But no, it's like in all seriousness, like if this does happen, I don't see any reason why like it's like, okay, well, the three of us are on a team and we'll just figure out the rest of it. Like,
Yeah.
because again, it just makes too much fucking sense.
Well,
without getting into specifics, I'll have to discuss something with you guys off stream probably.
okay. All right.
It's intriguing.
We'll keep the hype to a mild simmer, but like looking at these prices, these are basically back to normal prices, and I've got 4,000 air points burning a hole in my pocket, and they're only going to
It would be great to see you in any case.
Yeah, exactly.
In the
right.
flesh.
Well, so on that, there is also the high likelihood of us hosting. What's the total price looking at? 1,500 return to LAX at the moment, New Zealand, which is.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. It's about mid. I think the cheaper prices were kind of around that like $1,200 mark. Wow, you're gonna come with Stallion? Fucking that's a team that absolutely needs wheelchair access to the maze.
Say needs ibuprofen, needs massage, needs
some
icy
sort
hot.
of direct intravenous fluids pumped directly into us after every game. Oh no, I rope us. All three of us are right there with you, bro. All three of us.
Yeah.
This isn't about you. Don't make this about you. This is about all the geriatrics.
That's right. What's really good though is if we all group together, I think we get a group discount on an in-house nurse, so we'll be sweet.
Oh, fuck.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
You know what? When you say masseuse and laser force in the same sentence, it just brings up all sorts of terrible flashbacks for a lot of
really
our
does.
American family, I think.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So let's pivot away from talking about that. So Nats next year is looking more and more likely. We are playing our first members night coming up on Tuesday, so we'll have yarn to management about obviously bringing up again, and we're all about trying to work out anniversaries for Laser Force. So 2022 will be 20 years after Auckland hosted its last Nats.
True.
So, I mean, that kind of rolls in nicely. We didn't catch the 20th anniversary of Auckland Laser Force, but I think that's another important milestone, which if we can wrangle that, it'd be pretty cool. So, 20 years after first Nats, that's Auckland's
Yeah, 20 years after Auckland's first
Nats. Yeah, first Nats,
Yes.
not last Nats, sorry. Yeah.
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 I thought you said first. Well,
no, I said
jumped
last,
around
but
there. I knew what you meant.
First. Yeah. So yeah, it's worth celebrating, and hopefully we can do that with lots of people. I think the likelihood is that Australians will, and again, this is all subject to Omicron consuming the world. But assuming that doesn't happen, I think the Australians will definitely be allowed to get in. Americans will likely be able to get in without having to quarantine.
That's the real rub to me right now. Is like not to throw cold water or anything, but it's like if we need to that part to go away for this to really be the most like viable scenario.
That's right, because spending like 7 days isolating in a hotel. It's not Omicron, I know, but I like Omicron because it sounds like Unicron, which was the Transformers World Eater.
It's Unicron!
Yeah, so that's likely, and I think it'll be the same for any European players that want to come down. So I understand that reference there, Konama. So yeah, it'll be fun either way, I think. If it turns out that only the Australians can actually legitimately come down, I know that Than, you probably likely come down anyway.
Yep.
So I mean, obviously, there's always a place for you on a team. With that being said, if we don't have the majority of the Laser Force community, we might look to do a funsies tournament. And have it be random draw or whatever. We'll see what happens. Right. That's all very exciting. That makes me very excited and very distracted. But that's okay, because that might work out pretty great. Is there anything you guys want to talk about based on that stuff?
I mean,
the only thing that got floated this week is just having a conversation with Tucker in particular about specifics for Loveland and just what the situation is going to be regarding masks and expectations for players and stuff like that. So I think we're trying to position kind of like we did for the first St. George event of, please wear your mask in the lobby. Potentially wear it when you're reffing. We're hopefully not going to have something for actual like playing in the arena, because as much as it doesn't really make sense to mask in one area and not another, it also it isn't realistic to have competitive Space Marines with masks. I mean, it's the strangeness that you'd see like in most sports events, right? Like if you're watching the NBA, they go to the bench, put the mask on. You get into the game where you're breathing literally on someone's neck and your mask is off and it's all the same air. But you know what? Like, compromises had to be made. It's not realistic to really do athletic events wearing a mask.
And I think a lot of that comes down to it's not necessarily a mandate that's made by the business, but rather than by legislation. And as dumb as some legislation is, it's still, legislation. So, just be respectful. Yeah,
we will make sure to limit Loveland's legal liability.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't
Nice
don't do things that might fuck with the site and the site owner's ability to continue to make money. Just don't fucking do it.
And that's a good rule of thumb for any time that you're playing Laser Force in any situation. I think we'll probably be heading in the same direction at Auckland Laser Force. I had to talk to ownership about it, but I'd imagine that wearing masks in the foyer is probably a thing. But maybe it's to protect public that might walk in. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see
Well,
what happens.
it's one of those kind of nebulous areas, and we ran into this in St. George also, that it's like, at least in Utah, there was sort of the law was, well, yeah, for public facing events, you have to be wearing masks, but for something that's considered like a private event, you don't. So it's like, well, where do we line up on that? Because we're using a public venue in a public space, but we're also like a private group that is sort of paying for exclusivity. So
Yeah.
it's like nebulous, I guess.
I think it comes down to whatever the site management says goes. Yeah.
Yes.
And if and I'll put this out there for anyone that might have an issue with that on a like personal belief basis, and I know there's a few people, and you know, whatever your view on masks is or COVID is or whatever, that's fine in your own setting. Hoodlum, 17-month subscription. Lads. Very good to see you, brother. Very nice to see you. Whatever your personal belief on that sort of stuff is, whatever. But when you're in somebody else's house, you need to be respectful of what they say goes, okay? So, you know, if you want to play Laser Force, act accordingly. Right. Yeah, so says us, the old men of the resupply.
Everybody get off our fucking lawns. Yeah, that's pretty much how that goes.
Yeah. I know that...
And also get your shots. So hopefully the imperative of wearing a mask will be less important anyway.
Yeah, so that's probably also worth touching on for any overseas travelers coming to New Zealand, potentially. You will likely need to be, not even likely, you will absolutely need to be double vaxxed.
It's not a likely thing. Yeah. That is 100% going to be the case.
Yeah, you'll need to be double vaxxed to get into the country. So, again...
I guess the only open question there is if you're going to have a booster as well, which is also a
time
possibility.
will tell on that, but yeah, at the very least, make sure you get double vaxxed if you want to come down in New Zealand and play in internationals next year. Yeah. PSA from the resupply. Let's segue. So there was a bunch of stuff that got put into the tournaments page this week, which I had a look at, which made me all sorts of happy. One, actually, also in our Discord, if you want to join our Discord server, !Discord in chat, most of you are there already, but for any stragglers, come hang out. That's probably the best place to get regular information about this podcast, and we try and mirror the important information on there that appears on the Laser Force Facebook groups. So if you're not in the Discord, come join us. It's a great place to hang out. Cheers. Lama said to people, it's their decision to wear masks at the site, but we as staff wear them. Yeah. So it's very much site dependent. It depends on you know, ownerships. I guess mandates.
That's like how it seems like most things are running in California right now, is that employees are wearing masks at all places, but patrons by and large kind of aren't.
Yeah.
And then there's Texas.
And then there's Texas.
Which you guys don't have COVID in Texas, right?
Oh, totally. No, we totally don't have COVID here at all. I mean, you would never think we have COVID here by
they call it freedom coughing there.
Yeah, when the last time I was out last weekend grocery shopping, like it's been interesting over the last like month just watching the mask percentage just like drop off a cliff. I want to say it was probably maybe 25% when I was out shopping last week. So yeah, it's a thing, or not a thing, as the case may be. What are you gonna
do? Wear a mask. So
I do.
So we also saw on the Discord that our friends in the Czech Republic, courtesy of Lucy making a post, they received their Tag for a Cause 5K medals from Tivia, which is bloody fantastic. They look great. It makes me very jealous. I think I'd like to actually organize something here now that our site's opened up. Hopefully we can get on board with that too.
That'd be real fucking cool.
Yeah, real damn cool.
Medals, they look great, they feel great, they smell great, they taste. Well, you can't have it all.
I mean, depends.
Fuck.
It depends what you rub it in before you put it in your mouth.
As with
Not
so many
chocolate.
things. As with so many things.
Good night, everybody.
This pod is just going downhill ever so quicker.
You're gonna get put in chat time out here too pretty soon here, Steve.
Fuck. You just blank screen. I was trying to remember what he called it. I couldn't remember. What did he call it? Tell me after. No, you have to tell me.
Still
after.
maintain that was Hoodlum's alt account.
Well, he did happen to come in at later on.
I know, very
and,
suspicious,
yeah,
right?
Very suspicious. I've never seen Hoodlum and Mangrove Ember.
Mangrove something or other.
Yeah, Mangrove Ember in the room at the same time. So, just putting that out there. Right, so another even better source of regular laser tag information. Our friend Tivia, exclamation Tivia in chat, obviously Than's put that in there. If you haven't checked out Tivia's website and you like laser tag, which I'd imagine the majority of the people in chat right now do, go check it out because her website is amazing. It's basically the be all and end all of information about laser tag systems. She posts on the semi-regular. She posted recently this week, in fact, because there was a couple of updates from the Laser Force system. A whole bunch of new games got pushed out to the sites. What the fuck, man? I put you on silent. That's so unprofessional.
Apparently not.
No, I did.
Uh-huh.
How are you doing that? Oh, I bought a new phone, and I'm surrounded by 4 fucking phones on my desk, and one of them's making noises. It's bullshit.
What a baller.
Yeah, that's
What,
right.
why do you
Look at that
have 4
humble brag
fucking
going in right there.
Why do you have 4 fucking phones on your desk? What in the actual fuck, bro?
You know,
Are you a drug dealer?
Yeah, maybe. I got a bunch of burners. It's all my crypto stuff, which I've messaged some of you about this week. We did a half-past anniversary range, and I had a brilliant idea that if anyone out there wants to pay me in cryptocurrency, feel free to do that. I'll send you a link. It'll help you out with that. Shill.
And here he is, liquidating all his Let's Go Brandon coins. Guy next door.
I have an idea actually. I want to release some, and we'll get back to actual important Laserful stuff. I want to release some resupply NFTs. Specifically, there'll be a bunch of Toothpick Steve NFTs. But I'm in the process of developing those, so we'll see how we get on. Hey, fuck you both.
Guy next door does not represent the official views of the resupply.
Oh, I am the be-all and end-all of the views of this channel. No, just
a nice NFT you got there. Sure would be a shame if someone right-click saved that.
There is actually on a more
Yep.
serious note, there's some stuff in the works that I think will be really cool. I can't tell you what it is yet, but just
Of course you can't.
take my word that it's awesome. It's really awesome. I have a couple things to
You
show
gonna
you.
tell us off stream?
Oh yeah, I'll show you some stuff off stream. It's really cool.
Okay.
So back to Tivia.
As long as DK and I know.
Oh,
as
yeah,
long as DK and I know. Whatever. Don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah, just DK and I.
Can't wait to sign that NDA.
that's right. Is your hat one of the things? No. Not one of these hats. I have a different hat for you, Kanama. It's a half-past hat. I hope you like it. When we get a run of these done, we'll see how we get on. So, Tivia put a post out on her website, again, exclamation Tivia in chat. One of the coolest things, I think, and something that I've dreamed about personally forever since like Gen 4 or 5, was having like first of all, having a suit with my name on it. Shout out Stallion. But this goes way above and beyond. Tivia posted in her blog, and maybe I'll find the image. so that you can see it.
It was pretty fucking awesome.
It's
what
pretty
happened.
awesome. Do you want to tell the story, Dan, whilst I find the picture?
You mean while you do the prep that you didn't do before the show? Sure, I'll do that.
Get fucked! You guys showed up like
in real time.
15 minutes before we went live and be like, all right, what are we doing? I'm like, fuck you guys. Not you, DK. You didn't say anything. Then you get fucked.
Mind my own business.
Yeah. You son.
So as you know, as we've previously stated, Tivia has been extraordinarily active in the tag community in general, promoting tag and across all systems, not just Force. Although she does have a soft spot in her heart for Force because we are the best system.
Yeah.
So objectively, yeah, correct. And if you don't agree with that, you're in the wrong place to disagree with that opinion. So most recent trade show, I believe it was IAPA in Orlando, she went and to check out the new stuff because what she does. And one of the things that she stumbled across while going through the new avatars that are going to be released with the new software was a very special custom avatar that is of her namesake from the original Photon series. There's the image that she put on her website of her and her icon.
That's so
avatar,
dope,
excuse
man.
me.
Hey, Lady
So basically this was intentionally released in this update, kind of knowing she was going to be there, but it was a silent release, so basically for her to find it as an Easter egg, and based on what she put into her blog, it was something that Scorpion, the head of development for Laser Force, was actually like, yeah, we're going to do this. And so there it is. So literally she has her own custom avatar that will be going out just as a system update. And so anybody will be able to select her avatar, which is so fucking cool.
That's so dope.
Like literally quite possibly one of the coolest things ever that has happened. And the reality is, like, for the amount of ambassadorship that she does for tag in general and Force in particular, like,
probably deserving of an avatar.
Oh yeah. No, I mean this is the least of what Force could do for her with this. But this is just such a really fucking cool thing. Like, yes. More of things like this. This is fucking amazing.
And they didn't have to do it. And that's the really cool thing. They didn't. There was, I'm sure she wasn't expecting it, or they've got no onus on doing any of this sort of stuff. But to give a nod to someone that's, so passionate about the game. Really beautiful touch on the part of Laser Force. So well bloody done, Laser Force HQ. You legends. It's very nice of you. It looks cool too. I assume that Marco did the artwork.
Yes, there are various other avatars that I saw on that same blog post that look fun and intriguing as well.
Oh, really? Oh, maybe we should flick across to that and share the screen so everyone can see. Never mind. If you want to check it out, go to
just go to the link.
Go to the link. Oh yeah, there is a bunch of stuff. There's no Toothpick Steve. I see. That's a shame. There is a llama one as well, which is a shout out to llama of the Pilsen site in the Czech Republic. So that's a very nice touch that they did for llama. There looks to be a couple of potential IP infringements.
Yep. I noticed that too.
So,
What do you mean? Leave Splio and log ladies alone.
There's a one of the, what are they called? Mintons. There's a Minton there. There's Jeff from Mineshaft, and yeah. So check them out because they're pretty cool. Right. Let me get rid of that image. The
You
other
can't trademark the general shape of someone's head.
Now, like all good content creators, what we've done is we basically went to somebody else's channel, i.e. Tivia, and we were just like, oh, we'll just talk about what she posted about during the week. You know, because she's way better at content than we are.
Correct.
But in all seriousness, please check out her website. It's real cool. Really, really cool. One of the other things she was talking about was her takes on some of the new game modes that have been pushed out to the system. The one that we have talked about in the past and have been... I've been pretty excited about trying it out, and hopefully it's something we can try out on Tuesday. Has been Laser Ball. Which I think is the name of it. Laser Ball. That's what she's put in here.
Oh.
Do one of you guys want to talk about what Laser Ball is? Do you guys remember?
I mean,
Oh yeah, sure. Ask the two guys who don't have a site and never
I-
get to play. Hey, what do you guys think about these new games?
Well, basically because I'm sick of hearing my voice, but I could read out what she put it in, because she put it in here. There's two versions. Laser Force Classic.
Well,
Laser
I mean,
Force.
we did have the discussion, I think, with Rusty when he was talking about some of the new game modes that they were doing in beta testing, and I think basically that was the version of Laser Ball that was described in a previous episode, of which number I don't remember off the top of my head because I'm not good with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
Nope.
Yeah.
that it's essentially like soccer, or what you all call football
Not me.
in the other parts of the world,
Yeah.
where you tag your teammates and pass the ball around, and you're trying to get it to a goal, to a base on the other side of the arena.
and
It seems
and
fun.
looks like there's there's a 2-team version and a 3-team version. But the 3-team version, there's 3 balls in play, which just like all of a sudden that's like, okay, that's
Manic.
yeah. But yeah, I mean that's basically the old zone ball format.
Yeah.
So that's let's be very clear. We have ripped that format off from zone. Like,
Yeah,
let's
Zone,
be-
anything you can do, we can do better.
We
So-
can
so
do
suck
as
it.
well. I'm keen to play it. Hopefully we have this game, because I think I've mentioned it in a podcast. Sorry, not a podcast. I mentioned it during the week on a stream. That this seems like a game mode that could be a very good competition game mode, and also could be an easier format of a tournament game mode to get into. That's not Space Marines, because Space Marines is great to play. Obviously, the best game that exists in the whole world ever, but it's very complicated, and for a new person can be quite daunting to pick up. Laser Ball seems like something that you could learn fairly quickly, and even play it at a higher level would be pretty dope. Hopefully, maybe it depends on the maze. I don't know.
Well, I mean, so many games end up being maze, at least a little bit maze dependent. But I do agree that, at least in theory, without having played it and having just read the description on it, it does look like something that you could use to get people interested in playing more complicated games. Now, having said that, also this does also strike me as a game that people might get to this one and go, no, we like this and we don't want to go any further. And honestly, that's fine. Like, I'm okay with anything that brings money into sites that lets them stay open. And if like this game like spawns its own spiked tournament scene that becomes big, okay.
Cool.
Like,
Great.
I mean, I don't I don't know that I'd ever necessarily travel to play one because I'm a fucking snob. Um, but anything that encourages play at a higher level, that encourages repeat play, that encourages, it encourages any type of tournament scene. I mean, I mean, that's really why we're here and what we're about. I mean, we want the higher level play.
Like to play that like in Syracuse, I feel like would be almost the
Oh, that'd be,
perfect
yeah.
field for it. Like I might want to like slightly close off some of the long straightaways, so you kind of have to go through the middle in order to get back to the base or something like that. But I
Right.
feel like that's sort of the perfect setup where you just have sort of a elongated, more rectangular field
Mm.
with the bases either diagonal, and that's kind of a good setup. So that way you have to sort of control the middle of the maze and be able to get good passing angles and stuff like that. I think it could be interesting though,
Mm.
and it could also be a really good game. I feel like um, if you are considering transitioning to Space Marines 5, something that might be really good for practicing with your team, like how to set up angles properly, that it's like, yeah, you need to be able to get from here to here to here, and we need to have these 3 shots covered because we need to be able to pass the ball effectively. Well, that could also work for setting up a defense for like saying that somebody else is trying to come through the middle of the field. If we have angles here, here, and here, then they can't cross it without, being shot by a couple of us.
Yeah. I would love to
Yeah.
play it in Brisbane's maze as well, depending on where the bases were. If you hung a base on the green side of the maze, the corner that's closest to the armory, and you put like a suit gen on the ramp, so that you have to be right in that corner to be able to capture. If you have one there and then you use the beacon underneath the blue tower as the second, base point, I think Brisbane Maze could be pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lighter was invented before the match. That's very interesting to know there, Damien. Thank you very much for sharing. Yeah, so that game excites me. I like the potential of it. I think it'd be really fun to play competitively. Obviously, it's like Space Marines, you know what I'm saying? It's not Space Marines.
No, it's really not. But
There were a few other games that she posted about,
Yep.
which I think is.
I
probably
mean,
worth
rather
talking
than getting
about.
into the specific games, I guess we could just talk about the introduction of proximity sensors into the vest relative to one another as a whole, because so many of the new game types
Yeah,
key off of that. Which, like we were
Yeah.
talking about before the show, it's not like the proximity stuff is necessarily new because that's how radiation storms have worked
Yeah.
for a while, but like making that a sort of standardized feature within the vests as well. So picking up proximity to one another to be able to key off of certain features,
yeah.
like that opens up a lot of new possibilities as well.
Well, and I know we said we didn't necessarily want to get like specifically into a game, but I'm going to anyway because
Do it.
the
Fine.
well, because it's easier to illustrate the thing, I think, with this. So one of the games is called Chain Lightning, which Tivi describes as essentially a standard laser tag game, except for you can deactivate a player along with any of their teammates if they're within if they're within proximity. So basically, when you have those standard games, when you have like packs of people standing together, you shoot one person and the entire pack goes down.
Mm,
Like, or the entire group of people. I guess that's a better way to phrase that.
yeah.
I mean, that's just like okay. I mean, that does start providing kind of some interesting mechanics potentially. Obviously it's a mechanic that I don't think has any place in Space 5 because Space 5 is our perfect little angel.
Plus,
And
No,
Reese-
but again, for training purposes, I could see it being useful. This is a good way to illustrate to people. Yeah,
Don't
don't
punch.
fucking stand next to me
Yep.
because you're just a fucking reset and you're gonna get a shot both a whole bunch. So it's like, yeah, if I get shot, you get shot. That's a lot easier to explain to somebody than the reset effect of, oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna tag you, they're gonna tag me, then go back. So yeah, just like don't stand next to me because if we're too close, they're gonna kill both of us.
I
and
think
it's going to be problematic.
so. If you want to play this game, I believe it's called Social Distancing. I think that's the name of the game. I like.
Actually called chain lightning, but
I like
yeah.
that name actually for a game.
I think social distancing is a better name for it, honestly.
Yeah.
You always just start calling it
Agree.
that.
I agree.
I'm gonna play social distancing. I
I've
like
been playing that for years now.
how you're standing next to the medic and let me electrocute that bastard.
Install a special game mode that doesn't let hoodlum within like 200 feet of the medic.
Or no, never mind. We I
know where you were going.
No, you
with
don't.
that.
No, you don't.
I think we all do.
No, you don't.
You-
I'm just kidding. Hoodlum.
moving on.
Yeah, it was easy pickings. Easy pickings. Hoodlum back on his main account. That's where it should be. I like the implications of what proximity sensors will mean for games going forwards as well. I'm just fucking with you, Hoodie. I love you. But I wonder if that means that like GPS tracking in a maze is a thing. I can't remember if that's a thing that was a thing or not.
Never really been a thing, because getting actual positional stuff like relative for like map tracking is dependent upon like other sensors and whatnot being in the maze, and historically that's been very cost prohibitive.
Yeah.
Now, obviously as the technology has refined and gotten better and cheaper, like maybe there is a point in the not too distant future where like that sort of real-time tracking does actually become possible.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think we're quite there yet, but I think we're ridiculously closer to it now than
sure.
than we've ever been, especially with this update, because now if you've got the packs doing relative proximities to each other, that seems like a much lighter lift to have just a couple more external sensors around the place. Now then you start getting into the whole we have to having a wireframed maze to input all that data to, so that you can actually have it in a stream while a tournament game is going on. Like that feels like kind of the natural extrapolation of that.
Yeah.
Is getting, you've got your score screen going, but you've also got your map going, and so you actually get you get your score, you get your score stream, and you get, oh, where are all these people. So you can start getting those, oh man, like, yeah, this person's getting sniped because they're getting X is getting shot by Y, and X is there on the map and Y is there on the map. Man, they're fucked. And kind of the secondary thing there is like, if you're if you're like watching that sort of stuff at the same time, like, also what a great fucking training tool.
Yeah. If you can see
like
how people flash, or because one of the things about with newer players coming in, you're like, okay, you can't just stand there because you're gonna get reset. So they often overcompensate for how far away they run. So they will run, across to the other side of the arena. Like, you don't have to run that far either. You can move like 5 or 6 meters away, or go around this corner and still be okay. You don't have to move, into
the whole thing,
the next suburb. Yeah. That's exciting. And hopefully that is where it goes, because that is kind of the next. Without, I think Laser Force, unless you have point of view cameras, it's a very hard game to like televise or whatever, or stream visually for people as a spectator game. But if you can see how people are moving throughout a map, I think that adds another good visual element to it. Yeah, especially for tournament players, because we don't really care so much about the live cameras as such, or at least I found that whenever watching the Aussie titles, I don't really watch the live feed from the maze, but rather the scoreboard and
the score screen is really what we're watching by and large.
Yeah,
because I found myself trying to do that, like rewatching some of the videos that we shot in queues last year, But A, because of the time delay in between the cameras and the score screen, and B, there's just not enough data. You don't know exactly where to look. There's nothing that is visually
Vintage.
appealing or visually like cueing enough to actually direct your focus onto one particular area. So it's still in refinement. Like right now, we're just kind of tossing shit at the wall.
Spaghetti. Yeah,
seeing what sticks. Yeah.
Yeah, spaghetti at the wall. All the spaghetti at the wall.
Why
What's
are
gonna
you wasting
stick?
so much spaghetti? It makes me sad.
Well, because none of us need that much spaghetti.
That's true.
Because we're all on diets now. We're in training mode, so you can't have any more spaghetti, Steve.
You should see
Yeah.
my Caesar salad look bloody amazing.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. It's really cool, and I think that is the next step from a spectator perspective, without obviously being able to kit out a maze with not security cameras, with basically CCTV in the maze, and like the Aussie titles do it really really well, but their cameras are all set up for obviously the whatever the other gamers they play. Forget what
Zone something. System Z, whatever. Yeah.
That one. And
Yeah,
so
that thing.
that's where all the cameras are placed. So when they switch to Space Marines, they're not in good places to watch, because really you just want to see what happens in the resupply, because that's where most of the action happens. So training mode, what are you training for? Well, there are a couple of competitions there, Titch. Are you, from what I've heard through the grapevine, you're making your way to Colorado next year? Today
That's the plan at any rate.
I've had a look at airfares myself, and it's becoming very very tempting for me to get on a plane and come over too. So, and if that happens, I'll likely be keen to go do a Vegas trip as well. So we'll go spend some time.
Not me.
No, you don't want to go to Vegas?
No, I was saying the police siren in the background.
Yeah.
Bravo!
It's my neck of the woods.
Yeah. I mean, so Steve-O, in all seriousness, like, I need you to know if you're going before I buy my ticket, because if there's gonna be a Vegas trip, that alters how I have to buy my plane tickets. So, I am firmly putting the onus on you to make a decision so that I can buy my plane tickets. Just so you know.
No worries. I'll no doubt let you know. I'm actually more keen to go check out St. George, because I was a dummy and didn't do it on my last trip. Even though we were in Vegas
adjacent.
Exactly, we were in Vegas for 4 days, so I should have. We were gonna make the trip, and I got lazy, and the others I was with got lazy, and we decided not to, which was dumb on our part. Snuffers. Yeah, so we'll come to St. George, and we'll also make our way to Cedar Place, whatever that's called.
Cedar City.
Cedar City.
Yeah, because that's literally another half an hour from St. George. That's nothing at that point. Yeah. So yeah, Steve-O. So yeah, I have to know so I can buy tickets, so I can rent cars.
Honestly, you'll be the first person to know. So
most likely, yes.
Yeah. And if that is the case, then hopefully we get to see a few more people make the trip. Come and see me, you jerks. It'll be awesome. Right. Was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about? Anything else we should talk about before we skedaddle for the day? I mean,
I should have got myself up to speed and watched the episode from last week, but I was a bad co-host and did not catch up on the show that I missed. So I wasn't sure if there was any addenda I wanted to make to some of fans' points regarding like the use of bases and Space Marines and stuff like that.
Do you want to? We can touch on it quickly if you like. So obviously they played competition in the Czech Republic. Was it Czech Republic? It was Czech Republic.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
And they played a Sousson of Space Marines. And yeah, they played with 4 gettable targets.
Yep. So it was just like Sacramento back in the day, bro. Just like Sacramento way back in the day.
Mm-hmm. And specifically, we did used to plan around that. I remember one league in particular. I would basically always do a base run at the start and get an early nuke just to sort of keep the constant pressure on. I think that was still the time when we were mostly playing 10-minute games as well.
Yes, yeah, we hadn't transitioned to 15-minute games yet.
Because I remember specifically there was like this kind of contrast of styles where I was very much like get a nuke as soon as possible, keep just constant pressure, pressure, pressure the whole game as much as possible. And then Lejeune, Jeff, when he was still playing a lot of Commander, he a lot of times would kind of do the drop 3 in the last 60 seconds, which I was trying to remember. I was like, oh yeah, that's why it was only ever 3, because when we played 10-minute games, you can't really, I mean, you can get more than 3, but it's hard to get more than 3 nukes in 10 minutes. Like that's a reasonable expectation. And just kind of do that last push and that kind of thing. So yeah, it sets up different options, but it gives you different incentives and that kind of thing, because it's a lot easier to get nukes and everything else when you have 4 gettable targets instead of 2.
Yeah, but at the same time, then like when you travel and you go to a site that only has 2 gettable targets, suddenly you've got this massive adjustment to make too, because now it's like, oh, I don't have medic. I don't have 2 free boosts. Commander, I don't have a free nuke. There's all these reasons to kind of simplify the amount of gettable targets that you have at any given point. So
yeah, and I was pretty sure this was what we were going to talk about the week that Steve had to cancel, I think, because I had like a few ideas rattling around and all that, and just kind of thinking that there really is no particular rhyme or reason why 2 became the standard, other than just that's
easy.
kind of like how it evolved in a few different sites, and we just kind of came to the consensus of that is like about right, just in terms of feeling like, okay, that is 1 extra boost for the medic, assuming they get their bases. That's a pretty good incentive to make sure the medic gets that base run, but it's not enough for anybody else other than the scout to get their special ability. So the ammo is still gonna have to shoot a few more people. Like it helps for a nuke, but it's not a free nuke for the commander. So it's like, we can't explain why exactly, but that seems like the right number for there to be.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
Pretty much. I think it's just one of those that now it's so accepted across the scene in general that it's like, oh yeah, no, that it's just kind of this assumption that if you've got more gettable targets in a standard, you're still going to drop it down to you've got 2 gettable targets. It's like St. George turns off at least 1, if not 2 targets to get it down to 2 gettable.
I think Brisbane's the same.
Yeah,
they've got
like
base. five bases or something. We've got 5 now. It's way better. It's a way better balance, especially at the start of the game. Holy shit!
Yeah, nothing like being a heavy, being under constant pressure at the start, and having that first nuke drop in the first like 30 seconds and
40 seconds.
yeah, like, oh shit, that's problematic.
Welcome in, Crane. Very nice to see you. We're doing bloody marvelous, talking about Laser Force and all the exciting things that the year 2022 is going to bring. It's going to be a much better year than this year and last year. Next year is going to be,
God, I hope so.
Yeah.
One hopes.
Fuck. Fuck yes.
Unless Unicron comes in and like smokes us all, but we'll figure that out when we get there.
One crisis at a time.
Is there anything else you wanted to touch on with the 4 base format?
Nah, that was my quick spiel.
Right.
Everything else was too in the moment. It's past. It's fine.
Remember, Omega is the final boss. Tired fuck didn't get home from work till midnight. Yuck! Yeah. It's way too long to be working. Well,
not fantastic.
This week is looking pretty good. We have, I think, Numbers keen to be playing. Numbers on Tuesday means that we will likely be doing a Laser Force live stream for the first time in several months.
Nice. Hopefully. We'll see how that Fingers crossed.
goes.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So Tuesday, that'll be on Tuesday, hopefully on Tuesday. Wednesday, myself and my lovely wife Dan will be cracking back into the Arkham Asylum Lego stream. Thursday, back for no Caruso. It might be Harley Quinn again. You have a sub? Oh, that's awesome. It was most likely gifted, and probably, I would imagine, by that legend of a human, Slam Man, because Slam Man, the legend.
Plausible.
Yeah, either Slam
Very
Man,
plausible.
Slam Man Salty, not Salty, Slam Man Ninja Jack,
Ninja.
or Smalley. It's probably one of those three. Thursday, Thunderdome Thursday, we'll be back. We played Dodgeball last week, and it was so fucking fun. It was amazing. If you haven't played...
Well, and let's not forget, tomorrow, we're finally going to finish the one shot.
Of course.
that we've
The one shot that was supposed to be 4 hours long.
And this is what, session 4 for this?
Which, I mean, if you factor out the door opening and the random banter, I'm sure we could edit it down to a 4-hour episode.
Yeah. If you're there,
It's like when you watch the NFL where they cut out like all the timeouts and the huddles and the commercial breaks and stuff like that. It's like 20 minutes. It's fine.
It's DK D&D Chronicles Abridged. Are they still in the corridor? No, where are we? We went into it. Well, we've seen heaps of rooms. Bloody heaps of them.
Tons of rooms.
Tons of rooms.
All the rooms.
We will finish tomorrow, come hell or high water.
That's right.
One way or another, because
One way or
worst
another.
case, one way or another, because worst case, DK's just gonna fucking kill us. Like that's,
Rocks
that's,
fall, everyone dies.
Yeah. So come join us at
Black
1 p.m. tomorrow, New Zealand time kickoff for D&D. And then we'll be back for the Resupply Podcast next week, where hopefully we'll be debuting some stuff.
I say we take off and nuke the
Why
entire
didn't that
site
bloody
from
go
orbit.
off? Very, very sorry. Did you hear the sound effects? It's a belated.
I did.
Belated.
there it goes.
Obviously, if you want some Diablo 3 fix, go follow Than, which I think is exclamation Than in chat. I think.
Pretty sure.
Go follow
If
Than.
not this week, then next week, maybe when the new season starts.
We'll be live tomorrow from about 1 p.m. So come follow us then. But for this week, I've been Guy Next Door.
I've been the Blue DK.
And I've been Than.
Always remember to backtrack, kids. We will see you next week. Ka kite anō.
And tomorrow.
Oh, and tomorrow. Come see us tomorrow. You come see us tomorrow. Peace!
I've been throwing daggers in the Viva